Hello again, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. It is Comic Kid here again, and if you cannot tell by my obvious excitement, we have the Miles Morales Spider-Man 6 scale figure from Hot Toys here today. This will be a review and unboxing video, and I am just absolutely stoked to have this piece as part of my collection. Now, this is specifically from the PS4 or PS5 version of the video game for Miles. I actually have not played the Miles DLC expansion standalone thing. I have played the Peter Parker one and I absolutely loved it. I just haven't had a chance to get around to Miles. I'm also waiting to get an actual PS5 so that I can enjoy the whole game the way it was intended, and at its full potential as well. But I was super excited when they announced this suit would be a Hot Toy. It looks like he was just pulled straight out of the comics, and so despite being specifically for the video game, I absolutely have no issues with the overall appearance of this figure. Now, I do not have the advanced suit for Peter to go along with it, but I do have the classic suit on pre-order, and so as soon as I get that one, y'all know I'm gonna make a video about that one as well. But for starters, here is the box, and the just gorgeous, wonderful box art. If we actually turn it to the side here, you'll see that it is quite a thick box, and this is definitely like one of their more accessory heavy figures from Hot Toys, and so it definitely makes sense. But I was surprised by the general overall thickness of this one as well. You have the info here, and I love the perforation on this. You can feel that texture on the box and all that, it's great. But again, not everyone's gonna care about all the legal mumbo-jumbo barcode stuff. And then the last side of the box there, that carries into and brings us back to the front. And so that is it as far as the general packaging goes. We'll go ahead and peek a layer deeper and see what they have to offer us. Alrighty, you guys, now here he is, still in the box, but with the dust jacket off, and man, it is just a gorgeous, sleek little finish there. I love the band that they have going around for it. I just love all the accessories on display here, kind of hanging out in front of the figure. You can see some extra clothing items, all the eyes, hands. In my head, this is looking like everything they advertise as part of the promo photos, so I wonder how thick the base might be. But that is about everything that I have to say about the packaging. As always, Hot Toys does a phenomenal job with everything from start to finish, packaging being one of them. So we'll go ahead and dive right in a little further, get this guy open. Alrighty guys, now here he is out of the box and in all his glory, and just wow. I thought they knocked it out of the park with the Spider-Man 2099 one that I also got from this line, but I have no words for just how just incredible this figure is. Everything about it is just amazing, and I know I mentioned before that he was accessories heavy, and boy is he. I can't even get everything to fit in frame. We do have some webs that he also comes with that are not seen in this frame, but it's just incredible and blows me away that a figure can exist like this. It's just stunning. So it really just begs the question where to start. We'll go into the accessories first, I guess. Now, Miles comes with everything from an alternate outfit to a ton of hands to new different eyes to show expression. Obviously, he comes with his Venom Blast. The practical web shooters are kind of hidden back here. And a backpack and a cat. And I haven't played the game, so I'm not sure exactly how the cat fits in, but I have seen it from stills from the game. So we'll work our way left to right then. The cat itself is actually, I mean, very well sculpted. I absolutely love this little Spider-Man mask that he's got here. Again, it's Hot Toys, so you know you're gonna get some incredible detail, and this thing just absolutely 100% delivers on the detail. Even though you're likely going to pose him in the actual backpack, it's nice to have the full body of the cat and not just like some weird half body that kind of plugs into the backpack. And like the fact that it actually fits into the whole backpack is just amazing to me. You also have these earmuffs here that are wonderfully sculpted to Miles' head. They do give a little bit, so it feels like if you were to wear them, it'd be a bit tight, but given that it's not a living figure like Toy Story, they're not gonna like move or slide off of Miles or anything like that. And again, there's just some wonderful detailing on these as well, and so hopefully we'll get a few photos with that. Next up, we have the backpack. Again, like even the back of the backpack that like lays against Miles's back is just unbelievably detailed. I don't think there's a specific brand that goes with this thing, but just seeing the strings here, the zippers, all the clips, and just everything about it, it just blows me away. This little bit here does unplug, and I'm actually a little worried about unplugging it just because it seems really fragile. But you can even see some padding in the backpack for the cat, and if you just give it a little more oomph, it'll pop right off, and then you can swap it out for this piece here, which opens up and lets you put the cat right in, so it looks like he's hanging out. And because of the extra padding, he still kind of wiggles around a little bit, but if you did like have him in a more dynamic pose, I really don't think he'd go anywhere. Now, next up, like with some of the other Spider-Man figures from this line, you do have the eyes. Miles starts with the widest versions that you can get, and then they get narrower and narrower until he is just full-on squinting. And even the lenses on these are just incredibly detailed. They look like apertures, and I just absolutely love that. Personally, I'll probably leave him with the widest eyes. I don't know why, but that's always felt the most Spider-Man to me. Like, the bigger the eyes, the more Spider-Man it is. But I'll definitely take some photos with the others, so there's that as well. And then the Venom Blast bolts do remind me a little bit of Flash's lightning. I wouldn't be surprised if like some of them were maybe the same sculpt here and there or whatever. But all in all, I think they match what I've seen from the game incredibly well. In the comics, Miles's Venom Blast isn't always depicted physically. Sometimes it's even more of like a spider sense sort of graphic. And so I'll probably leave these in the box. But maybe once the classic Peter comes in, I might decide to change things up, but we'll see. Now, getting into the hands. You do have two closed fists. One has a hole drilled through it so that it'll look like he's swinging or holding on a web, whereas the others are lacking the hole, and so there's just that extra little bit of detail there. You have your wall clinging hands, for when you need your Spider-Man to cling to walls, of course, and then obviously you have your classic style web shooter hands. And then of course you have the extra practical web shooters that'll plug in some of the actual webs. These actually fasten onto the hands and serve as a little bit of extra detailing just to kind of make the transition between the wrist peg and the actual web a bit smoother. But if you've seen another Hot Toy Spider-Man from this line especially, you're likely familiar with this piece. It took me forever to figure out how to do it for my 2099 one, but now that I know what it is, it'll be significantly easier, no doubt about that. And then last but not least, you do have the hoodie, scarf, and leg warmers. Again, I'm not sure exactly how this outfit plays out in the game, but I do know it takes place during winter, and so I definitely feel like it makes sense if I would have played the game. Now, to get into the webs, you do have your grabby, web-swinging, knotted up style web that plugs into the actual holes in his hands. Basically, all of these accessories are what come with every other figure in the Spider-Man video game line. And so, again, if you've seen a video, you know what these webs look like. But here they are, and again, just as detailed as you'd expect. Alrighty guys, now to get into the actual figure himself, you can see there's already some incredible detailing on the foot there. Just those little ridges just absolutely make everything about this figure look so incredible. He's actually a little dusty. But just the texture and pattern of the suit, from like everything from that like hexagonal honeycomb shape to the lines, the knees there, and the extra thick fabric along the knees, like just everything about him is just wow. You even have the red on the back of the boots there, and just he is truly a stunning, incredible figure. And so yeah, we'll go ahead and get into the posability of him. I have absolutely no complaints about sculpt, paint, or anything like that, so we'll just jump right in. Now, coming out of the box, I did notice that the feet were actually a little bit stiff, or at least a bit stiffer in comparison to some of the other Hot Toys I own, but all in all, that's still some really nice range. The fabric does bunch up a little back there. We'll see if that helps. And so you can see a little bit of the grooves, but overall, like, it's still pretty solid. You have double jointed knees that go pretty far back, about as far back as the fabric will allow for, but that's still great. No complaints with the knees as well. Everything there worked perfectly fine. We're gonna bring the legs up to a pretty close 90 degrees and whatnot there. They do go out pretty far. At this point, the crotch does start to feel a little bit tight, and so I'd feel a little bit iffy if I tried to push it a little bit further beyond that, but still great range of motion, all things considered. And then you do have a significantly better ab crunch than the 2099 Hot Toy, which does make sense. You know, 2099 did have that giant, like almost solid spider piece hanging down in the torso, and so I'm not at all offended by that, but it is nice to see it on this figure as well. He does go back pretty far as well. That is a uncomfortable looking pose right there, but still impressive that he can hit that nonetheless. And all these popping noises are to be expected as well. As far as the arms go, you do have ball jointed wrists that allow for some really nice range of motion in there. You do have a shoulder that goes out really nicely, elbow that goes really nicely, and you can bend that up as well. You will probably want to adjust the fabric if you choose to do that, but for the sake of this video, that should be fine. And you do have arms that raise again, and you'll definitely want to adjust the fabric there. That will likely rip if you push it too far, so just give it a wiggle and it'll be good. And so that really just leaves the head here. Really nice back motion. He looks up pretty far and all that, and what I'm assuming is some really nice down motion as well. His chin is definitely touching the fabric there, and so like that's to be expected from Hot Toys. But all in all, just one last little spin around and he is about done. Oh, almost forgot to mention, he does have a bit of butterfly shoulders as well. You can kind of see it in there, so just an added bonus. Now, all in all, I feel like this might be my favorite Hot Toy. I don't know, I really like my Ben Affleck Batman and my Henry Cavill Superman too, but everything about this Miles looks like he just leapt right out of the game, and with the game it looked like he leapt right off the page. And so I just have nothing bad to say about this figure at all. My literal only gripe at the time of me recording this video, at least, is that the joints are a little stiff. But we'll go ahead and jump into some of the photos for you guys. That is it for today, though. I hope y'all enjoyed watching. As always, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and let me know which Hot Toys piece is coming out that you're most excited for. It seems like they announce one new one a week at this point, and pre-orders are insane, but let me know down in the comments section below which ones y'all are excited for. Hopefully we'll have some more good Hot Toys videos for y'all soon, but that is it for today, you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again real soon.